It started as a last resort, not a vacation, not a gap year, not some feel-good cultural exchange. It was a decision made late at night at a kitchen table, voices low, coffee gone cold. Their daughter was slipping away. School reports were a mess. Friends were changing. Anger came easily. Silence followed. Doors slammed. The kind of trouble parents feel in their bones but can't fully explain to anyone else. They had tried everything. Counseling sessions that felt like interrogations. New schools that promised fresh starts but delivered the same endings. Medication discussions that scared everyone involved. Every solution felt temporary. Every improvement faded. And then someone mentioned the Philippines. A family friend. A distant relative. A place far away, slower, warmer, unfamiliar. A place where life still happened face to face. At first it sounded extreme. Sending a troubled teenager across the world felt like giving up, like failure. But staying felt worse. Staying felt like watching a slow collision they could no longer stop. She didn't want to go. Not at all. At the airport, she barely spoke. Headphones on, eyes hard. The Philippines was just another punishment in her mind. Another way adults tried to fix her without understanding her. When the plane took off, she didn't look back. Neither did her parents, because if they had, they might have changed their minds. When she landed, the heat hit first. Heavy, humid, unavoidable. Nothing like home. The noise came next. Motorbikes weaving through traffic, voices everywhere, laughter, shouting, music spilling from open windows. It was overwhelming. She hated it immediately. The house she stayed in was simple. No luxury, no locked bedroom door to hide behind. Just fans, open windows, and people who actually noticed when you were quiet. Her host family didn't ask about her past. They didn't label her. They didn't push therapy language or diagnoses. They just expected her to show up, to eat meals together, to help wash dishes, to greet neighbors. The first weeks were rough. She snapped easily, rolled her eyes, stayed glued to her phone, counting days. But something was different. Nobody chased her anger. Nobody fed it. When she stormed off, life continued. When she stayed silent, someone eventually handed her food anyway. Days started early. Roosters don't care about teenage moods. The sun rose whether she wanted it to or not. She began walking places. No car rides, no isolation. Just streets, faces, smells, life happening in real time. Children played outside with nothing but sticks and laughter. Old men sat on plastic chairs telling the same stories every day. Nobody looked impressed by money or status. Nobody cared about her image. She volunteered without realizing it was therapy, helping younger kids with basic English, carrying water, running errands. At first she complained. Later she stopped mentioning it at all. There was no applause for small efforts, no participation trophies, just quiet appreciation and expectation. The phone lost its grip slowly. Internet was slower. Notifications mattered less. There were sunsets that demanded attention, beaches where time stretched, evenings where conversations happened under dim lights, not screens. She started sleeping better, eating differently, laughing without noticing she was laughing. One afternoon she broke down, not in anger, in exhaustion. Months of tension poured out in tears she didn't know she was holding. No one panicked. No one tried to fix it. Someone sat beside her, handed her water, let her cry. In that moment, something shifted. She wasn't being managed. She was being witnessed. Weeks turned into months. Her posture changed. Shoulders relaxed. Eyes softened. She learned bits of the language. Enough to joke. Enough to connect. She started asking questions about other people instead of defending herself constantly. She learned patience the hard way. Things moved slower here. You waited, you adapted, you breathed. Back home, her parents received photos. At first, they were skeptical. Smiles can be staged. But the messages changed. They weren't desperate. They weren't angry. They weren't full of excuses. They were simple, descriptive, curious. She asked how they were doing. When she finally came home, they almost didn't recognize her. Not because she became someone else, but because the constant tension was gone. She spoke calmly. She listened. She didn't explode when things went wrong. She didn't need to win every argument. The fire was still there, but it was focused now. People asked what fixed her. Was it discipline? Culture? Distance? The truth was less dramatic. She was removed from a system that constantly labeled her as broken. In the Philippines, she wasn't a problem to solve. She was a person adapting to life. Responsibility came naturally. Empathy was unavoidable. Community was not optional. This isn't a miracle story. She still struggles. She still has bad days. But now she knows she can survive discomfort, that she matters beyond performance. That life doesn't revolve around constant validation or pressure. She learned that value comes from contribution, not attention. Her parents didn't send her away to change her. They sent her away to give her space to find herself without noise. And that space, in a place they barely understood, gave their daughter something no program ever did. Perspective. Connection. A sense of belonging that didn't require perfection. Sometimes change doesn't come from more control. Sometimes it comes from letting go, stepping back, and trusting the world to teach what you no longer can. In a small corner of the Philippines, far from everything familiar, a troubled daughter found calm, and in doing so, shocked everyone who thought she was lost.